The dangerous part is that most times I end up in the hospital. It affects the way I think, my mood.
Can we talk about how sleep death is high in our generation?
Another reason is that we don't respect what we don't see.
Yeah.
You can see your low grade, you can see the deadlines you miss, but you cannot see your cortisol level. And you cannot see your brain losing its ability to regulate emotions.
True productivity is not just about time management, it's about mind management.
The after effect is that
imagine borrowing money from a bank without repayments, and then it piles up little by little. Nothing seems wrong at first, and eventually, the interest is kind of choking. So that's exactly what happens with sleep. The average person spent about 1/3 of their life asleep, yet millions still live as though sleep is optional. And eventually, your body tells on you. So today we'll be talking about sleep as a debt. That is, sleep is a debt.
and just like every other debt, it comes back with interest. So sleep debt, almost nobody treats it like the crisis it actually is. And this is what we are going to be talking about in this episode today. Yes, everyone, welcome to the first episode of Softwhistle.
Softwhistle.
And yes, in case you're wondering, Softwhistle is a space for social commentary and personal growth. So we react to things we see online and not just anything, meaningful things. And we tell our own stories. Sometimes we bring guests, and the goal is always the same thing. And what is that goal? We talk about everyday life, relationship, faith, mental health, and what is happening in our society. And in a way that is honest, that is relatable, and that actually leaves you with something you can walk away with and use in your day-to-day life. So we are not here to act like we have it all figured out. We are figuring a lot of things out in real time.
Yeah, and you're growing with us.
Exactly, right
You're
alongside you. We are
growing
figuring things
alongside
out
us.
together. So if this sounds like the kind of space you'd love to be, you know what to do. Click the like button, subscribe, and drop your comments. Sleep debt is real. Just like every other debt, it comes with interest. So imagine losing 1 hour of sleep every day, and by Friday it piles up and it's equivalent to losing a day's sleep, a night's sleep. And that can actually tell on the body. And this is what we're going to be discussing today. And my name is Ruth Emmanuel with
Victoria Amuni. So just like we're saying, can we talk about how sleep death is like high in our generation? Like people scroll through social media all day. I literally have a post here that says, so there's this random post that says here, it says, I hope one day I'll sleep before midnight as normal human beings do. Every day I sleep tomorrow. Even yesterday I slept today. And that's like basically the reality, right?
Yes.
And like a lot of people in the present era, in the present generation, spend hours scrolling. And most of the time, doom scrolling, mindless scrolling, right?
Yes.
On social media. And then they go for like hours and hours. And before you know it, we're sleeping, what, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. It's crazy.
So spending too much time on your phone, and before you know it, you spend hours, 5 hours, 8 hours. I even know some people that would say they spend 12 hours. They have to see, Korean movie. It has episodes.
Like binge watching, right?
Exactly. And the dangerous part is that it doesn't always announce itself. It doesn't also always shows up as, yawning. It shows up as when you snap at as someone you love over something little, or when you forget something you normally wouldn't forget.
Yeah.
And those are the parts. It affects the mood, the way it's your day-to-day activities.
Yes.
And now let's talk about why. Why do we do this? Why does it happen? Why does people think? Because a lot of people think that especially ambitious people, they think
Yeah.
that, and the also culture tells us
Yeah,
that,
the also culture.
the also culture tells us that
Mhm.
sleeping is weakness. And I think this is one of the reasons, because a
Or
lot of
rather,
people
like
think,
sleeping is being unproductive.
yes, this is not true, because it looks like strength, resilience.
Yeah.
Resilience does not mean you have to deprive yourself sleeping.
Yeah.
And even to be more productive is when you know when to stop, when you know when to rest, giving yourself time, giving yourself grace. Sleeping is not a sin.
No, it's not.
Even
Yeah.
amidst colleagues, some people feel like, oh, she stays up all night and she's reading. She's got
And
to be a very
and
intelligent
and
person.
and the funny thing, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
is just because you're busy doesn't really mean that you're productive, right? So like a lot of people may think, okay, spending my time, doing a lot of tedious things, like things that can cause you to be tired and all of that, tedious things,
Mm-hmm.
is what productivity is.
Hmm.
So it make it like it is now designing sleep to be something like lazy.
Lazy.
That's the word, lazy. So we
Exactly.
need to know when to rest, when to just pull back that energy and just recharge. And that is
Yes.
exactly what sleep does. Like even basically look at the Bible now. God created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, all of creation. He had to rest the seventh day. So I believe that God designed for us imputing sleep into our system, into our normal day living, is just an indication that no matter how productive we are, we should have time to like withdraw
Withdraw.
and just like rest and let the body recharge. And I believe sleep is not just for the body, it's also for the mind. And
Exactly.
what do you have to say about sleep affecting the mental health? Do you
Okay.
think like they're connected? Lack of sleep?
Yes. And I will buttress more on that with my personal experience.
Yeah.
During higher institution days, back then in school, I was still learning myself.
Mm,
So I think to assimilate, to retain information, I need to
yeah.
stay up night to read
Mm,
and have this pattern, which is, if the exam is not already knocking at the door, I would
okay.
not start reading, maybe 2 weeks at the corner. So,
Yeah.
and back then, our exam in school is, you can have two exams a day, and you go back to back for sometimes even a week or 2 weeks.
Mm,
Imagine reading like marathon
mm,
throughout the reading and writing to the
yeah.
exam all. And the cause of this, the after effect, is that it affects the way I think,
Mm-hmm.
my mood, and the dangerous part is that most times I end up in the hospital.
Whoa.
Honestly, and
For real.
honestly, most
As
times, not
expected.
once, not once. I
Mm.
just find out that after the exam, this is exhausting all your, not, it's not
Yeah,
about
and
only physical.
yeah, and like your brain muscles too. Can I
Exactly,
say? Yeah.
exactly. So I ended up in the hospital. I found myself several times on the hospital bed, and this happens throughout my ND, not until my HND days. And that is
Mm.
why I say it's, you don't really realize it except the body forces you.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Mm-hmm.
is the impact of finding yourself in the
Yeah.
hospital bed. And all of this was not worth it.
No.
And what you said earlier, it does not mean you are being productive. Most times it's cramming and it's not healthy. So imagine you have other ways to be productive,
Mm.
different ways. As a matter of fact, I will not pretend as if now I do not see the results of what I was looking for, the goals.
Yeah.
But why, when there were other healthy ways to achieve your goals, then why not go for it? Because
Exactly.
health is very important, and anything that is telling on your health, gradually, it gradually kills. It does not
Mm-hmm.
comes once. So not until my HND days, when I realized that I could read, do my research more, even become more productive than what I actually did then.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine going down, researching the materials, the course, and understanding better. And when you get to the exam, or you can easily write in your own words because you understand what you want to write,
Yeah.
instead of cramming and you just want to pull out all of that down.
For those that may like they're used to staying up all night, taking caffeine, depriving themselves of sleep. Like, what different technique did you use? Quickly, let's talk on that. Like,
Okay.
yeah, your different technique for
Okay.
reading and studying.
Okay. You mentioned caffeine, my
Yeah.
different technique of reading, yes. So I'll start with caffeine. I
Okay.
take caffeine, coffee, every morning. And
Okay.
I realized that back then, during my handy days, I use it as in a wrong way, unhealthy way, like
Okay.
taking caffeine in the night, not just not to sleep. Do you
Mm,
understand? And this makes me awake. So now what I did, I changed my approach.
okay.
I drink caffeine in the morning till 3 p.m. I do not take caffeine 6 hours before I go to bed.
Okay.
And another approach is, instead of cramming all the old handouts,
Yeah.
reading all through everything,
Mm,
you just take the textbook, study it, research more. You could see research, use different platforms, YouTube, different PDFs online, to
mm,
understand more on what you want to talk about. With the lecture in class, higher institution is not like secondary school where they teach,
mm,
the lecture. And that is why you have to go deep to research and
yeah.
understand better. So the lecture, you see, you study your lecturer too, what he wants for you to answer. You know, sometimes it boils down to the personality of the lecturer.
Yeah.
So some want you to actually gain something from their class. So you jot. So my approach is jotting down during HND days. And to say the truth, I wouldn't say I still do not do some late night
Of
reading
course.
then.
Of
But the
course.
approach was, I wasn't desperate
Mm,
and depletion back then. I know what I want to go for, what I want.
mm,
So you have to do it in a healthy way.
okay.
For example, you know this, like a competition. Oh, I want to read
Mm,
from 12 p.m. till dawn. Then I'm going to the exam, or straight up, or from 11 p.m. So then I read in the evening. I sleep. I know when to sleep. You know,
exactly.
metacognition.
That's very important. Keeping
Exactly.
sleep and rest at the
Yes.
back of your
So
mind.
when I notice that this thing is not entering my brain, I'm not able to assimilate it, or be able to understand. So it's then I know that, yes, I have to recharge, so
Yeah.
you can come back with more energy and understand
Mm-hmm.
what you
Mm-hmm.
are actually reading. So
Yeah.
that is an healthy approach, a healthy approach. So,
Yes.
and this, we have to talk about sleep debt a lot, because we have to be self-aware.
Yeah. We're just the research is just like a backup to
Exactly.
help you understand that this is actually a real deal.
Yes.
So I feel like your body already tells you a lot. So I
Yes,
feel like it's
exactly.
something that everybody, or let me not say everybody, but most people are facing
Hmm.
each day, especially with the present era and all. Let me read with this fact here, this research here. It says that research shows that using smartphones, tablets, or computers before bed exposes the eyes to blue light, which suppresses melatonin, the
Hmm.
hormone that signals the body it's time to sleep. So we can see here that like having your eyes exposed to blue light, it says here, suppresses melatonin. So that's supposed to be the hormone that helps your brain sleep at night. So, and like how much screen time do you think we're like having right now?
Even as a person, sometimes when I'm not with my phone, I feel like there's something missing
Off.
off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are talking about screen dream
Time
time.
generally.
So
Yes.
what are you doing on the screen? Are you just
Mm-hmm.
doom scrolling with
Yeah.
unreasonable thing, or you actually have a program you watch on YouTube, maybe a motivational program you watch in the morning
Yeah.
for a certain time frame?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I watch 30 minutes, then I go on to do another activities for 10 minutes, then I leave it and do another activities for 20 minutes. Not staying stretched
Yeah.
on one thing for a
So
long
even
time.
if it's something useful and productive, I still feel like you have to put a limit to it, to how much you consume every
Yes.
day. And it says here that lack of sleep, those who suffer from lack of sleep are 10 times likely. Okay, it says here according to Stanford's research, it says here that people with insomnia, that's lack of sleep,
Mm-hmm.
are 10 times more likely to have depression and
Hmm.
17 times more likely to have anxiety than the general population.
Hmm.
So we can see from here that lack of sleep can not just affect the mood, but can also lead to depression.
Hmm.
Like, why is there a high rate of depression in our generation? Of course, consuming social media, self comparison, many factors as such, right? But then there's also lack of sleep.
Hmm.
So it's like it paves way for the weight of depression than having enough sleep. So, and there's a saying, it goes, sleep is the best medicine. And I think that was quoted by, yeah, sleep is the best meditation, rather. That's by Dalia. Yes, Dalia, or is it Dalia? I'm not even sure.
Mm-hmm.
Lama. So, um, there's this thing naturally that sleep does for your body that I feel like caffeine and other things can really help with. So it's a natural thing. And
Yes.
there's this crazy story. It's more of history. There's this interesting story I came across. A real life story. A famous high school student stayed awake. This is Randy Gardner,
Mm-hmm.
1964.
Mm-hmm.
So what would it look like if someone stayed awake for more than usual? Mm? I feel like you could go crazy.
Yes.
Like you could literally lost your mind. So now he's this famous high school student stayed awake 264 hours. That's equivalent to 11 days for a science
Hmm.
experiment. So, and these are the effects: hallucination, number one,
Yes.
memory loss, mood swings, difficulty speaking, poor
Yes.
coordination, trouble concentrating.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So we can see that it heavily affects the mind and also emotions.
Yes, the way you
Yeah.
think. And I
Mm-hmm.
think another reason is that we don't respect what we don't see. You
Yeah.
can see your low grade, you can see the deadlines you miss, but you
Mm-hmm.
cannot see your cortisol level.
Yeah.
And you cannot see your brain losing its ability to regulate emotions.
Mm-hmm.
It is easy to ignore until your body forces you to, like it forces me to the hospital not once. And another reason is that a lot of especially when you have a lot to do in the day, we feel like the night is our own time,
Yeah.
the time we have
For
for ourselves.
ourselves.
So you have a lot to do during the day, classes to meet, deadline to meet,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things to meet, and we feel like we have control over that time.
Yeah.
Then you can control your sleep, you can cheat. And they used to
Yes,
say something that you
that's it.
cannot
That's
cheat
it.
nature.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said all of those sleep that
Yeah.
you are depriving yourself of, when it accumulates, that's the law of compounding.
Yeah.
So it's not worth losing sleep because it might affect a lot more
Yeah.
than you actually. It's not worth sacrificing for.
Yeah.
Yes, they do say to achieve your goals, to be successful in life, you have to pay sacrifices. But I feel one of the sacrifices that is not worth it is depriving yourself sleep, desperate depletion.
Yeah.
So
Then
you
it
have to
comes with
find
a
a
lot of
balance.
health
Yes,
issues.
and this helped me when I met a doctor. She put me through. She said the normal thing is to be functioning during the day,
Yeah.
and at least having seven, if I remember correctly, having 7 to 8 hours sleep
Yeah.
in the night. So before I feel like, oh, I would meet up in the afternoon, I can have 3 hours sleep, sharp sharp, and then continue my life. So when I decided to change my routine to practice what she said, then I changed my routine, and I made sure I'm up during the day, working and all of that. And during the night, I make sure that I sleep 7 to 8 hours.
Mm,
And I could see heavy results. I was
yeah.
functioning well. I could think straight. I could regulate my emotions. When someone talks to you, you can think well. You don't. I said something earlier that this snap that you react, and sometimes it
Yeah,
calls
yeah.
too flat on
Yeah,
your
cause on
emotions
your emotions,
or too
yeah.
much on your
Because
emotions.
you're exhausted and you're drained.
Exactly. So when I changed my approach, sleeping 7 to 8 hours, made sure in the night, sleeping 7 to 8 hours, and then I discovered that a lot of things change.
Like you even
You
feel
you become,
lighter.
you be in the reality
Yeah.
more,
Mm-hmm.
because this tells a lot on your mood, relationship, mental health, even faith.
And you said something. You said people feel, which is the normal with a lot of people. You have a whole day to work, to
Mm-hmm.
sort things out, and
Exactly.
then during the night time, that's your personal time. And some people feel they can cheat. And I feel like that's the maximum way, or at least one major way that we cheat ourselves,
Yes.
thinking we're helping ourselves, right? So that's when you
Exactly.
see a lot of K dramas are going on. That's a lot of Facebook, Instagram,
Then you won't be able
TikTok
to
are going
focus on
on.
what
Uh-huh.
you have to focus on to make impact in your society, in your
Yeah.
family, in your relationship. You have to be in your best mood. You have
Mm-hmm.
to be able to regulate your emotions so you can talk about this, because someone can be, and communication is everything nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So I think sleep deprivation, debt is something we really need to talk about, and people are
Mm-hmm.
not talking about it a lot
Yeah.
enough.
So like a lot of people think, okay, like this is my freedom, this is my free time,
Yes.
and there can be a number of people who are. I'm sure a lot of people are not happy with the life they're presently living. So during that time of freedom, they think, okay, this is what freedom is, my time for pleasure. You understand? Instead
Mm-hmm.
of going to rest, they want to like spend time on social media, spend time watching all those things, like escape the reality of the life they are
Yes.
living, because they're just going to sleep and wake up to a life that they are not even happy living. So they spend lots of their time on screen, and that is a present reality.
Here is a faith rooted thought we want to leave you with, and is that rest was never meant to be earned. In the very design of thing, rest is a rhythm of living. Yes,
Mm.
rest is a rhythm of living, and it is not a reward for finishing, because a lot of people confuse rest to reward yourself. It is something that is part of you.
Yeah, it's part of the system.
Exactly. And treating sleep as a treatment is not discipline. It is a disconnection from the way we were made to function.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now let's talk about what helps. Because we are talking about
Yeah,
sleep debt.
we've both stressed on the problem. Now we're
Yes.
trying to see
So now let's talk about
the
what actually
solutions.
helps.
Yeah.
And I think we've also touched that earlier
Mm.
when I said a doctor told me that sleeping is meant for night. You
Mm.
sleep 7 to 8 hours, because night is when your brain rests most.
Mm-hmm.
So taking 7 to 8 hours, you can try that today. Taking 7 to 8 hours to rest at the right time. That is why you have to do the right thing at the right
Right
time, not the right
time.
thing at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one. So when you have a notebook and then you track down how many hours you are sleeping, before the end of the month or the days, if you track your emotions, how your communications with people, you would definitely notice a great improvement.
Yeah. I also want to say
Okay.
habits. Your habits.
Mm-hmm.
Your habits is a major thing. I was reading through Atomic Habits, right? So that's a book. I think that's a book by James. Yeah, James. I don't remember his full name. So he talks about how, our habits, there are certain cues that your brain takes note of. So you can set cues to remain in a bad habit, and you can set cues to get out of one.
Mm.
Say, for example, you can decide that, okay, while I'm in the living room, I'm going to use my phone for this amount of time. When I get to the bedroom, there is no phone,
Yes.
like no phone, no
No
taking
phone,
phones
exactly.
into the bed,
Discipline.
yeah. So it has to do with your habits. So you need to build an habits around good sleep.
Yes. And
So around even your daily lifestyle.
yes.
So it can compound to how much sleep you
Yes.
eventually
In
have.
in other words, you should treat sleep as a relationship, not a task.
Yes, as essentials, not
Yes.
luxury, not something that you can just,
Reward yourself with.
yeah, just something that you think that you can reward yourself with after certain goals are fulfilled. Like
Yes.
real productivity is not just about mind, it's not just about time management, it's about mind management.
Hmm.
So it's putting your mind in a place where you can do better, not just more, but better. We need to build our habits around sleep, like normal daily living,
Hmm.
how we use our time,
Time, exactly.
yes, and how much energy we put into the work that
To
we
work.
do. So that could also help in sleeping.
So, and this is what we want you to walk away with. Sleep debt is real,
Mm-hmm.
but the good news is that it is not permanent. A debt can still be repaid, rhythm can still be built,
Yeah.
except when we stop treating exhaustion as part of our daily habit or production, being productive.
Yeah.
It's like it is the foundation of you being able to have meaningful impact in your communities,
Mm-hmm.
societies, relationship, family. So sleep, rest is it is part of what makes you to achieve the goal.
Goals, and you're not living an enriched life. Living an enriched life puts you in a place to do better
Hmm.
and also enable others to put their best. So it puts you in a place where you're able to like get the best out of you and also enable others to do their best. So I really hope we'll be taking our sleep more
Yes,
seriously.
and if my story sound familiar to you,
Yeah.
if you have ever pridefully worn exhaustion or sleep deprivation like a badge, so I want you to hear this. Rest is not a sin.
Mm-mm.
Give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Give yourself grace. Stop wearing exhaustion like a pride. Give yourself grace. It is not a sin to rest. This is where we'll be dropping the curtain on the program Softwhistle. And I'm really excited because I feel this is our first episode, right?
Yeah. So
And
please support us. Support
yes,
us.
and we hope that you know what to do. Click the
Mm-hmm.
like button, subscribe, and drop your comments because you can't tell me you don't have something to say about sleep debt. I
Yeah.
think many of us has done this. We've had this debt. So before it compounds to something, you can actually, we've given you several ways that you could
Mm-hmm.
approach things in a healthier way to achieve your goals. So let's know in the comments if you have done this habit before. One,
Yeah.
pridefully
Share your
word,
experience
share your
with us. We'd
experience,
like to
and tell us that thing you are doing
hear.
today to start treating sleep in a healthy way,
Mm-hmm.
part of your relationship. So it is part of the rhythm of life. So this is Soft Whistle, and we talk about relationship, family, faith.
And we comment on day-to-day life, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Bye bye.